All right. Here we go. Wait a minute.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I forgot.
What's the echo?
I forgot to turn my sound off.
Hello.
I forgot to turn the sound off on my laptop.
It's like Wolverine Day all over again.
Yeah. Whoa.
Today's Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, Groundhog's Day.
Wilbur the Wolverine Day.
And then what's the Woody the Woodchuck?
Yeah, Woody the Woodchuck.
That's a legit one somebody has actually made that a thing in Michigan.
That is true. They're trying to make that a thing.
No, you're trying to make it a thing. You're trying to make the Wolverine a thing. But either way,
Wilbur the Wolverine.
Punxsutawney Phil is the thing that we pay attention to.
Yeah. Coming up this hour, we're gonna see whether or not he sees his shadow.
I think it's Phil McDonald's birthday. Phil?
On Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
How perfect is that?
That's funny.
With the iconic scene of the multiple times of the guy going, Phil? Phil?
Happy birthday, Phil.
Yeah. So yeah, I believe it's Phil's birthday. I think that's what Facebook told me.
Oh.
It said that Phil has a birthday. And I did not check and see if it was Phil McDonald.
So
Phil McDonald, if you're listening right now, which you usually do this early in the morning, please confirm if it's your birthday or not.
There you go.
Today is going to be a sunny day, so we'll see if Phil ends up seeing his shadow. Partly sunny, high 42. Clear skies tonight and low down to 28. Time now to find out what's happening in the news. WSJM News is brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Happy Friday. In the local news that we're following for you, if you see some low-flying aircraft in the next couple of months in Berrien County, it might be the county taking a picture of your property. The Berrien County Board of Commissioners has ordered some aerial reconnaissance. At their Thursday meeting, the board approved a 6-year contract with Wolpert Incorporated and Pictometry International Corporation to take aerial photos of properties throughout the county. Commissioner Terry Freeling said the move was backed by Equalization Director Warren Parrish.
It's through a state program called My Sale, and we're taking advantage as a county for the funding component of it so that we can have some cost savings.
The county will be able to get some high-resolution images of properties, which could be used in a variety of records.
This will allow for 2 flyovers, one that's a direct over the top, and the other one would be the oblique imagery. And so Warren is asking for this resolution to move forward in a 1-week turnaround so we can get a flyover in 2024.
Freeling said they're hoping for the flyover relatively early in the year. The county is working with local governments throughout to see if they would also like the flyovers, if they find it beneficial for their own record keeping. Freeling said 20 of the county's 30 units so far have signed on. Berrien County Commissioner Chokwe Pitchford has been learning about artificial intelligence as a member of the National Association of Counties AI Committee. Speaking to colleagues Thursday, Pitchford gave an update and said the committee will soon have a list of recommendations for both governments at national, state, and local levels. He said the governments need to be prepared.
AI is getting to a point where you will not be able to detect what is fake and what is real. The guy at Microsoft was telling us that they're about 1.5 years out from deep fakes, audio fakes, all of those things being undetectable by other softwares.
Pitchford says one concerning thing about AI is that it learns from itself.
The biggest fear is as the internet becomes more inundated with artificially created information, the model will just learn from itself and make it almost impossible to discern what is real and what is not.
Pitchford said the committee is drafting a toolkit for governments to use when developing AI policy. Members are also going to be traveling to Washington, D.C. to present their recommendations to lawmakers there. And Lake Michigan College is hosting a series of on-campus workshops to answer questions and help families with free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA. LMC Financial Aid Director Nicole Hatter tells us FAFSA has to be filled out by all students seeking aid. It's a bit delayed this year because the federal government made some changes to streamline the application process.
Normally, the FAFSA comes out on October 1st, but because of all of the changes that Department of Ed and federal student aid have been making, FAFSAs were delayed this year until December 31st.
Hatter says students and their parents are invited to workshops being held this month at all 3 LMC campuses where financial aid and admission staff will talk them through the FAFSA process. She advises everyone attending to create a federal student aid ID online at studentaid.gov before heading to the workshop.
And that allows them to have all of their tax information taken from the IRS database. We can still help them if they don't. It just means they'll have to hand enter in a lot of tax information.
Hatter says LMC staff usually go to schools to meet with students about FAFSA, but they're trying something different this year. We have the schedule for FAFSA workshops on our website, WSJM.com. The FAFSA deadline set by the state of Michigan for the 24-25 academic year is May 1st. And disturbing news coming out of Van Buren County Sheriff's Office. They report a fatal crash happened overnight in Antwerp Township. Deputies were called just after 7 o'clock last night to a crash in the area of 62nd Avenue and 30th Street. When officers arrived, they located a Lincoln Navigator SUV that had crashed head-on into a tree. The driver, only identified as a 60-year-old male occupant from Matawan, was unresponsive and declared dead at the scene. The initial investigation shows that the vehicle was eastbound on 67th Avenue, failed to negotiate a slight curve in the roadway. The vehicle ran off the roadway and struck the tree. Due to the extreme impact to the tree trunk, it began to separate and become a safety hazard for all personnel on scene. Law enforcement determined it was a safety concern at the roadway as well. So the Van Buren County Road Commission has closed that part of 62nd Avenue. That road will remain closed until they can safely remove the tree later today. It is believed that alcohol and speed were both factors in the crash and that the driver was not wearing a seatbelt. The identity of the individual not yet released. The investigation's ongoing. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll catch you up with sports here in just a few minutes. Also, find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
Today is the remains of those.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Hello. Got to wear your seatbelt.
Yeah, definitely important.
Got that in this morning, and they sent, the law enforcement, they send photos along when there's a crash like that, and they're hard to look at.
Oof.
But it's just another reminder. You gotta
wear the seatbelt.
Gotta wear your seatbelt.
Good morning to Diane.
Hey,
good
Diane.
Morning to Bill
And Teresa.
Bill says his birthday is on Monday. All right, Bill, I'm not going to wish you a happy birthday until Monday.
And Daniel says, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. But he also says, here we go, ... I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. I assume he's just saying it like I do. Here we go.
I think he's saying, here we go.
Or it's here we go. ... I don't know how to interpret that.
Oh, my goodness.
What else? Yeah, good morning, everybody that is watching here. I love that they say good morning to us, but then they also say good morning to everyone else that has commented so far. So I like that. It's a community. We're all together.
You got to like that.
Gotta doctor. Great movie.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that movie.
Oh, yeah. That which one was
Spies Like Us?
that? Yeah, that's right. With Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
They didn't do a lot of movies together, I don't think, did they? I know they did Spies Like Us, and of course they were part of SNL for they were together on SNL for a short period of time.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, because I think Chevy Chase
Hard to work with.
yeah, people had some problems with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he was on that show Community.
Yeah,
You
that
ever
was fun
watched
to
that
watch.
show? He was fun,
Love that
fun to
show.
watch in that one. I wonder if he was easier to work with as he got older.
Yeah. Interesting story about the story we just had about Shokoi Pitchford, our Berrien County
The AI
Commissioner.
stuff.
Yeah, talking about AI and how not even the software will be able to detect if it's a deep fake.
Right. That's what's crazy is the one thing that he said that is scary is the part where it's like it's not going to be able to determine if it's real or not.
Yeah.
Like, are we not going to be able to determine if stuff is real or not at some point?
Well, I mean, absolutely, because I think we're already at that point where humans can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Can't discern whether or not it's real or fake. But in the news gathering business, you rely on understanding what's been said, where, what happened, all that stuff. And if there are deepfake videos creating who knows what,
right?
And even software can't detect whether or not it's true.
Mhm.
Where do you go from there?
Right. How do you confirm your sources and things and
Yeah.
your information? It's all going to be like,
Like-
I think that's right.
You could be watching a hearing of the social media people being grilled by the Senate, and maybe
be
it's
all
not
fake.
real. Maybe
Yeah.
someone hacked into the feed and put their own feed up there.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you got people dancing on the tables.
Right.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that actually, I'd probably watch that more than what I watch right now.
Oh boy.
All right, we got a lot to get to this morning. It is Friday. It is Groundhog's Day.
It is.
Nothing really to report there besides we'll find out if Punxsutawney Phil knows anything because he apparently is never really accurate.
That's funny.
Which why would you even put all of your trust in a groundhog anyway?
You know,
I don't trust the groundhogs in my yard.
I'm going to say I heard a report somewhere that the tradition of the groundhog started with a hedgehog.
Oh,
And it started in a European country
okay.
that you might be familiar with.
Germany?
Yeah.
What? There's hedgehogs in Germany?
Apparently. And that's why the tradition changed to groundhogs over here. Look, I learned you something today.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the hedgehog's name? Did they have a traditional? I was going to say Sonic the Hedgehog. No wonder the bad guy had a big angry mustache. Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah. Groundhog Day.
Didn't know that. Hedgehog. I think hedgehogs are way cuter than groundhogs. I've wanted a hedgehog. I want one for my pet.
Grunzadog.
Grunzadog. Okay.
The ancient Germanic history of Groundhog Day.
Man, the Germans have some weird holidays. Aren't they the ones that do the Krampus? Isn't Krampus a German
Is that a
tradition
German
as well?
thing? I love those Krampus movies. Those are fun. Those are fun.
Aren't those like really weird and gory?
They do get a little gory, and they're a little bit on the horror genre, which I appreciate.
You got some weird movie tastes, man.
They make them. I'm not alone.
No, that's
they
true.
Make them.
People watch them. People watch them. Have you seen the ones that they've been making, like the Winnie the Pooh horror movie? Have you seen that one yet?
So the confession is, yes, I've seen it.
Okay.
I watched maybe 1 or 2 minutes of it, and we turned it off because it was so stupid.
Okay.
But then I felt like I have such an affection for Winnie the Pooh. I have to go back and watch this. And I'm sorry I did, but I did. I watched the whole thing. Yeah. So I watched the whole thing. It was really gory.
Stephanie's
it was really stupid.
like, this is awful. Turn it off. And you're like,
yeah,
it's awful. Should never watch this again.
But, we're invested this much.
What time you have to go to work? When are you going to be out of town? Gotta block out some movie time.
Yeah. You called it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many movies that I have to put on a list that like I have to watch when Jocelyn's not home.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, because she's like, or TV shows. She's like, I'm not really into it. Because you both want to be into whatever you're going to be watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, hey, do you have interest in watching that? No. Do you have interest in watching this? No. All right. Well, then I'll just block out time when you're not here to watch those. All right. Here we go.
Mix of the sun and clouds. Temperatures today are only going to top out around 42, a little cooler than yesterday. Clear skies tonight, we drop to 28. And then for tomorrow, we're looking at sunshine. High temperatures around 45. We'll be around 46 to 47 on Sunday with sunshine. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is John Prose. You're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Oh man! All right, you checking out the Gobbler's Knob?
I'm looking.
All right,
I'm looking at it right now.
We won't show you on the live stream.
No,
it's not appropriate.
No, they've got their black top hats, their tuxedos, their long black trench coats. They're doing the pomp, the circumstance, the ceremony.
I've never been to that town,
Punxsutawney.
But I would like to visit there because I saw the movie Groundhog Day,
right?
And it looks like a cool small town. Their only real claim to fame is the fact that tons of people converge to that area to see a groundhog. So they got to be pretty popular.
Quaint.
Yeah, it seemed in the movie. It seemed very quaint,
Yeah.
cool, small town just to hang out with.
And they try to sell you a lot of insurance.
Right. Exactly. And their radio station plays all the same song every single day.
Man.
in
Sonny
the
and
morning.
Cher's on the playlist. It's good stuff.
So he's supposed to be like live streaming right now. You should be able to see if he's going to see his shadow later.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Associated Press has it, so we'll keep an eye on it.
All
see
right.
what they do.
Do they live stream the Woody the Woodchuck, the Michigan one? And do you have a live stream set up for was it Wilbur?
Wilbur
Wolverine?
Wilbur the Wolverine has not yet established an internet presence.
Oh, okay. He's going old school,
but he will. Well,
doesn't have the budget for
they're
it.
still trying to figure out how to get him out of his burrow safely.
See, I wouldn't mess with. I like the as we talked about the you said the Germans have the hedgehog.
Yeah.
Or do they still do that thing? Do they still do that tradition?
I was relying on you for this information.
Oh, okay. Yes. I don't have all the Germanic history of everything that's going on, but I'd love to see the hedgehog, but I feel like the Wolverine is a very feisty animal.
Yeah.
Probably
more accurate.
Yeah, probably more accurate. Yeah.
It's like if he's not done hibernating, because that's the thing is the hibernation over?
Right.
The animals know if the hibernation is over, and I don't know. It's all silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think the one thing that we know is our snow has melted.
I love that there was probably somebody back in the 1800s that was like, it would be a really funny prank is just to tell everybody, hey, there's this fortune-telling groundhog that's going to tell us when we're going to have winter. Like, you'd think that they'd say, man, that guy is crazy. Yeah. We're not going to listen to you. No, man, Punxsutawney Phil. He's totally going to predict the weather. Yeah. He's got it.
Yeah.
And 100 or more years later, there you go. You got the Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah. Did you hear that right in front of the big game? We have the Pro Bowl this weekend.
Yep.
Super Bowl is coming up.
Yep.
We know that. Budweiser is about to go on strike.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Why are they doing that? Are the horses? The
horses are upset.
They're renegotiating their contracts.
The International Brotherhood of Teamsters says its negotiations with Bud Light brewer Anheuser-Busch, Bud, have hit a snag. And they say the 5,000 Anheuser-Busch workers it represents will strike March 1st unless the company and the union can make progress. They were doing fighting words yesterday. The halting of beer production at Anheuser-Busch's U.S. breweries appears imminent and unavoidable. That was according to Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien. He issued quite a press release yesterday demanding Anheuser-Busch deliver its last, best, and final offer. Wow. He says the company wasted another negotiating session putting forth an unacceptable proposal that threatens to kill Teamster jobs by closing breweries and permanently laying off Teamsters system-wide.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they say after refusing to commit to protecting Teamster jobs since mid-November, Anheuser-Busch executives returned to the bargaining table this week with an offer to butcher the good-paying jobs behind its products. If the company does not reverse course and come to terms, blah, 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 we'll strike.
Wow. So that could, as soon as March 1st. Yeah. And that's, Anheuser-Busch, most people are like, okay, Budweiser, Bud Light. That's like, no, Anheuser-Busch makes like every popular beer, even some of because they over time have started to gobble up some of these smaller regional beer companies and make them go national by producing it there. So that could affect quite a lot of your favorite beverages.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a full list, but you've got Budweiser.
Yeah.
And I don't know if all of these are directly affected by the 5,000 who would go on strike on March 1, but they're all part of InBev, and they're all kind of a subsidiaries back and forth. But you've got Budweiser, Corona, you've got Stella, Hoegaarden, Lef,
Stella,
Michelob Ultra, Natural Light, Natty Light, Bud Light, Bud Dry.
Wow.
A few others.
I saw, and maybe this was like foreshadowing. I saw, I think it's a Super Bowl commercial, and it's got Messi, and Messi's in a Michelob commercial, and so he goes. I think he's down in like an island somewhere, resort, and he goes to get a Michelob, and he's like, I'd like a Michelob Ultra, please. And she goes to the tap, and it fills about halfway, and then nothing. So
doesn't go.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I just saw he just kind of had that look on his face, like, "Whoops, it happened. It's my fault." I don't know. It was a weird commercial, so that might end up being in the Super Bowl at some point. So
yeah,
but-
what does Anheuser-Busch do if let's see, what day is the Super Bowl? Do we know?
Super Bowl's February 11th.
Oh, okay. So they'll probably
So,
still be
yeah.
in contract negotiations.
The commercials and all that stuff, those will play just fine. But
okay.
I just hope that they bring the Clydesdales in on the conversation.
It's always fun to see those guys.
They got to get paid a lot of money, right? Or get like a lot of carrots or whatever they like to eat.
Apples, carrots. Yeah.
Maybe that would be funny.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden you go on strike and you just
They
got
just
Clydesdales just hanging out there. Nope, we're not going. We're not carrying the beer anywhere.
They've got Punxsutawney Phil is out of his burrow. He doesn't look happy.
Oh, he's out of the burrow
Yeah,
now.
he's got out of his burrow, and it looks to me like he sees his shadow. But I'll wait for the official report.
So is Gobbler's Knob the park, or is that the home of Punxsutawney Phil?
I would suspect it's the park.
Okay,
that's Gobbler's Knob.
All right,
in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
And can you spell Punxsutawney?
It has an X in it. You go.
PUNX.
Yeah.
Satani. That's all I got.
SUTAW.
There's an X and an S.
Oh yeah, Punxsutawney.
But the X makes an S sound as well. So why can't they just get rid of that?
Yeah.
Weird. All right. Well, we'll find out if we get 6 more weeks of winter, but he's not very accurate, so it doesn't matter anyway. I kind of would like to get a little bit more snow. I mean, we had the big dump, but we didn't get anything beyond that.
I haven't heard of any more coming, but I bet we see it.
We'll keep our eyes on all of that stuff, but we got a lot of other things to get to here in a few minutes. We'll catch you up with news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute is next.
Just as the roots of a mighty oak run deep.
Why don't you come on over to Gobbler's Knob and Punxsutawney? It sounds like you're just making stuff up at that point. Like, yeah, sure, I'll meet you. I'll go hang out with your groundhog in Punxsutawney. Yeah, what kind of beverages are they drinking?
I wonder what they do to prepare the groundhog. Do they give him any Quaaludes? Do they make sure he's gone to the bathroom before they pull him out and start passing him around?
In the way they treat him, I mean,
maybe he's treated well, but
yeah, is he like a fancy groundhog that like has a really nice house, and then they just bring him over to the knob and have him go there? Yeah, there's a lot of questions here.
Yeah, he's calling for early spring.
Oh, already? He's already made his prediction.
He's calling for early spring.
Yeah, Punxsutawney has to live in something besides just a tree stump, because I mean, to afford a typewriter or
it's a quill.
It's quill.
It's a fine quill with ink.
Ah, yes, the finest of quills with the ink. Yeah, he definitely lives in a fancy house.
Yeah, early spring. They're calling for an early spring. Did not see his shadow.
All right.
Of course, it's still dark there, by the way.
That's true. Yeah, it's like, when did you see your shadow? Not see your shadow. Yeah. Like, was it yesterday? Teresa says you don't mess with those horses.
No,
the Clydesdales. Oh man, no.
Could we even fit a Clydesdale in here? Like one? Probably not height wise.
A young one, probably.
Like a colt.
Yeah, because they're pretty big, but I don't know they'd fit through the door. They'd have to duck.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
why we everybody got a Clydesdale around here? I know we've got some farmers that have some of the bigger horses.
Yeah,
the big ones, like the Belgians or whatever.
Yeah.
But what else we got? Diane says Bud owns Corona. Yeah, Bud. The Anheuser-Busch InBev company that's merged. They merged a few years ago. So a lot of brands underneath that umbrella.
Mm-hmm. Goose Island, I think, is another one.
Yep. Teresa says, do you guys remember the frogs? Oh, yeah. Bud, Wise,
Yeah, that was good.
And then Bud Light, I believe, was the "What's up?" Right?
Yeah.
So they've had some great commercials over the years.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, Diane says she got to see the Clydesdales live in Benton Harbor once.
Really?
Yeah, they made a stop over here.
Huh.
Pretty cool, man.
That is fun.
All righty. We'll get to your Bloomberg Market Minute here in just a moment, and we'll catch you up on some news and happenings and all that other good stuff here in a second.
It's brought to you by Sturgis Bank and Trust. Let's grow together. Serving Berrien Branch, Kalamazoo, St. Joseph, and Van Buren counties. Now with 2 new locations in St. Joseph, downtown, and on Cleveland Avenue. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Amazon and Facebook owner Meta Platforms spent 2023 cutting costs and refocusing their businesses. That included major job cuts, but the strategy appears to have paid off for investors. Both companies reported better than expected earnings yesterday, sending their stock prices soaring by a combined $270 billion in after-hours trading. Skechers is selling tons of shoes directly to consumers. Its direct-to-consumer revenue jumped 20% in the latest quarter as the company opened 631 of its own new shoe stores last year. But Skechers' wholesale business slid by just over 8% in recent months. The company said retailers are being conservative in how they are managing their merchandise stockpiles. It's jobs day with the January numbers due an hour before Wall Street rings the opening bell. Stocks resumed their march higher yesterday with gains ranging from around 1% to 1.25%. And the futures are rising this morning. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's right around 7:30 today. Going to be partly sunny. We're looking at pretty warm temperatures the next few days. High 42 today. Clear skies tonight down to 28. Saturday, Sunday 46 on Saturday, 47 on Sunday.
And,
almost 50.
And do you want it? Do you want the weather prediction from the little rodent over in Punxsutawney?
Yeah, what is his...
As opposed to Wilbur the Wolverine, we'll talk about Punxsutawney.
What's his proclamation?
He did not see his shadow.
Okay.
So therefore, he predicts an early spring.
Early spring. Okay.
Which I think, it's already there. How hard is that?
Right.
So anyway, Punxsutawney Phil, Groundhog's Day. He says it's going to be an early spring.
All right. Good to know. Sports coming up here in just a moment. Let's find out what's happening in the news right now.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Some of the local stories we're following for you today. Friends, family, and co-workers filled a Van Buren County courtroom this week as a trial began for the man accused of ending the life of Renee Rengel, the 58-year-old Dowagiac man and Van Buren County road worker who was fatally struck by a vehicle while directing traffic back in March of 2023. On trial, 31-year-old Logan Brown, who faces felony and misdemeanor charges, including operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, causing death. If convicted, Brown could spend a maximum 15 years in prison. The crash happened at County Road 681 and 48th Avenue near Lawrence Township when Logan allegedly tried to pass traffic that had stopped for construction and hit Rangel. The trial continues. A South Haven man is facing charges after he was found with a 14-year-old girl missing out of Washington State on Thursday. Police say the girl went missing out of Mount Vernon January 6th. Her mother told police she had left voluntarily that morning or the previous day. Police later identified the man as Keith, who they believe the girl had gone to see. They were able to track Keith to South Haven and believe he may have arranged for a ride for her to come there. 30-year-old Keith was arrested at his home on Blue Star Highway Thursday and charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct, second-degree kidnapping, failing to comply with the sex offender registry, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And Michigan Senate Republicans have unveiled new education proposals that they say will help the state's students get back on track after a few years of decline. State Senator Eric Nesbitt helping announce the My Brighter Future plan on Thursday. He tells us students are falling behind. They have 4 pillars to their package, including setting the bar high to promote reading skills. Other pillars include rewarding high-performing teachers with bonuses, scholarship opportunities for kids to get tutoring or enrollment in after-school programs, and a return to phonics-based reading methods to improve reading skills. Nesbitt says the state's recent population report shows a lot of learning loss since COVID, and he's hoping the legislature can come together to develop some remedies. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
And let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher, the mother of the Oxford High.
All right. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? Baseball, as we talk about spring, got an email from the folks from the Detroit Tigers, because we're your Southwest Michigan home for Detroit Tigers baseball. They said the first spring training broadcast that they're going to be doing 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
3 weeks away. I
It's
think
quick.
pitchers and catchers believe have reported already. Those baseball fans that are watching on our live stream, if you want to confirm that, I believe it's pitchers and catchers. They meet like a couple days or a week or so ahead of time, get themselves ready. Tigers, I think, are going to be a pretty solid team. They added a few players to their mix. Bummed out Miguel Cabrera is no longer playing with the team, but he's still around and still being a mentor to a lot of the young players. I think Tigers will be all right. That AL Central that they're in, I think, is ripe for the picking. You got the Minnesota Twins are just usually pretty good, but the White Sox still suck. I think they suck worse than more than the Detroit Tigers. But I'm excited about baseball because like the other day and really right now, I need the sports ball. I need.
You're already feeling it, huh?
Yeah,
you're jonesing.
Like last Sunday, I mean, you got the football there, but it's like, oh man, I gotta wait all the way until. I mean, the Pro Bowl is not the Pro Bowl really anymore. Now it's like the Pro Bowl games where they just have fun doing a bunch of stuff, but they don't actually play a game. So it's kind of bleh.
Why can't they do a little better coordination on the high school, the college, and the Super Bowl stuff? Because if you had the
more overlap, you're saying?
Yeah, well, not even overlap, but let's say during the Pro Bowl week, they have the national championship for college. During Pro Bowl week, they also have the national championship for high school football. I don't know that exists, but how cool would that be? I mean, then you'd actually have people watching.
Yeah. Or like have the because I know in like basketball they'll do the McDonald's All-American basketball game, so it's all the high schoolers around the nation. They converge to play a game. They should do that with high school kids.
They should also do a better job of promoting the Puppy Bowl.
Oh yeah,
because the Puppy Bowl is my favorite.
I think I'm gonna watch. I'm considering watching the Super Bowl on Nickelodeon.
Oh, are they doing the funny thing again?
Because they'll do the slime and all that stuff and the touchdowns, and they'll do a bunch of silly things. I think I'm considering watching it there.
They should apply that to every sport.
Oh yeah,
every sport.
There should be a Nickelodeon game of the week.
Can you imagine baseball? One of the Tigers, Cabrera, gets up to bat, hits a home run, and it just like splooshes the audience with slime.
That'd be great
when he gets out. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it shouldn't just be on television. It should be an actual interactive game.
Did you see the Formula One World is reacting to a big Ferrari Mercedes thing?
Yeah, the one of their big drivers is moving,
changing over. Yeah, 7-time F1 world champion Lewis Hamilton making what they're calling a sensational switch from Mercedes to Ferrari.
And he had been a Mercedes guy for years.
He already re-upped with Mercedes. And then apparently you can make a side deal. He signed a multi-year contract with Ferrari. He calls it one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make.
Really?
Yeah, he recommitted to Mercedes last summer.
What am I going to do with all this money?
He recommitted to Mercedes last summer. Signed a new deal to keep him on through 2025, but now he's cutting that short and he's going over to Ferrari.
Okay.
I think I'd rather drive a Ferrari than a Mercedes too.
I don't know. He's been winning a lot with Mercedes, so I feel like it's about the driver and the car, the combination of both, and the team surrounding him. So,
yeah, I don't know. We could ask our live stream. It seems like he's been struggling a little bit. Maybe he thinks he can get his get his mojo back by switching cars, going over to Ferrari. Maybe Ferrari promised they'll invest a little bit more in the technology,
possibly
than Mercedes.
Because I think like F1 with Formula One, I don't watch it as much anymore, but I feel like usually besides him, there's been a lot of victories by people driving Mercedes.
Yeah,
so they're doing something right.
Yeah.
Bill does say, if you're into racing, World of Outlaws starts racing next weekend and race until November. Yeah, when's the Daytona? That's coming up here pretty soon as well, I believe. So, oh, Bill made a comment about Punxsutawney Phil. He says, so we'll remember this prediction when it's snowing in May.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll probably happen too.
Yeah.
What else everybody got going on? Anybody do anything fun this weekend? Any big plans?
I'm trying to think. Not this weekend, but a couple of weekends from now, we're going to go to Chicago, go see some the Picasso exhibit.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that
at the museum.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, that will be fun.
With the Art Museum of Chicago, or whatever the art museum over there is called.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How many pieces? Like quite
60.
a lot of them. Dang.
Yeah, 60 pieces spanning early Picasso to late Picasso.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, I mentioned it to someone else, and they said, oh, so you're going to go from realism to when he thought triangles look like human faces.
Yes. That's the cool part. It's to see the progression of how his stuff changed. Because the late Picasso stuff, when he did get all a little wackadoodle, I was like, whoa. But the early stuff,
and now we go to this art review from Johnny Reinhardt.
The early stuff,
he went wackadoodle.
He went wackadoodle. The early Picasso, I was all about.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
I'm an MC Escher fan.
Oh yeah,
I like his stuff. He's wackadoodle too.
Which one does he do?
He does like the hands drawing the hand, and then he does
like the optical illusion stuff.
Yeah, and the stairwells that go lead to everywhere.
Yeah,
really cool stuff.
Didn't they copy that for one of the Harry Potter movies?
I believe
for Inside Hogwarts.
Yep, just kind of based off that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I like that stuff, and then I of course liked a lot of the landscape drawings and paintings and things like that. I went to art class a few times. All right, get back to the show here.
A few areas of fog to start out the day, but otherwise we're looking at a mix of the sun and clouds. Temperatures today are only going to top out around 42, a little cooler than yesterday. Clear skies tonight, we dropped to 28. And then for tomorrow, we're looking at sunshine. High temperatures around 45. We'll be around 46 to 47 on Sunday with sunshine. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email let's talk at WSJM.com. We're on our Facebook, YouTube, and X live streaming for all to see on the World Wide Web.
Yep. It's us.
We are there, and you can come hang out with us. We cover a wide array of conversations here on this fine award-winning program in news, talk, and sports. And then there's that little area, I don't want to call it a gray area. Maybe it's a shadowy area where it's just like the everything else.
Yeah.
And we've covered a lot already so far on the show, but where do you want to go? Do you want to go? I just threw them out earlier. Do you want to go TikTok first, or do you want to go Chinese spy pigeons?
Oh, Chinese spy pigeons, of
Okay.
course.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be a good one.
This is something out of India.
Okay.
India is finally freeing their Chinese spy pigeon that was not actually a spy pigeon. It was just a pigeon.
Oh.
But after 8 months in captivity,
Okay.
India has finally released a suspected spy that was a pigeon. You know, I was telling you about how pigeons, all the cool stuff that I saw.
They make the noise with the wings
noises
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So the reason they kind of thought this pigeon was a spy is it had 2 metal rings engraved with Chinese symbols on its leg.
Oh, little
So-
bands. The little bands.
Yeah, the little bands. Yeah,
Okay.
because usually they'll catch them and it's kind of their
Yeah.
way of
Identifying
tracking them and
Yeah.
identifying
All
them and
that.
all that stuff.
Okay.
It happens in every country.
Yeah.
But it was engraved with the Chinese symbols on its leg. So the Indian government
Mhm.
suspected it was spying on them.
Ooh.
And for some reason, they took 8 months to determine that it was just a racing bird from Taiwan that had flown off course.
Oh, no.
So they released it.
Aw.
I didn't know they had racing birds. People race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The pigeon racing, that's a big deal.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I-
Yeah. It's a whole culture.
That's a whole. So people put money
Oh, yeah.
on. So you've got the like the chicken fights,
Uh-huh.
dog fights, things like that. So you're telling me that somewhere
Pigeon racing.
there's pigeon racing.
Yep.
Why is that not on ESPN?
That should be. It should be on ESPN.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
And we're here in
Yeah. At first I thought with the spy pigeon, I thought they found him with a Walther PPK under his left wing.
yeah, they thought it was involved in espionage. And they took it into the sending it to the
They put a bright light over it and take away its water.
Yeah.
A little water bottle.
yeah. Can you imagine that interrogation?
We know you took the plans.
They had him in Mumbai. I'm going to try and say this. Mumbai's Bhai Sakarbai Dinshaw Petit Hospital for Animals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, they
sounds
said
like
it was
a nice place.
it was an open water racing bird from Taiwan.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, competing pigeons are banded at the start of a race. A starter releases the pigeons together from a predetermined starting point, usually between 75 to 500 miles away from the finish.
Wow.
Up to 500 miles away from the finish.
That's crazy.
The pigeons are trained to return to their loft, and they track them by time. The fastest pigeon wins.
Why can't they do that in big cities?
We can, and I think they do. I just don't know
Wow.
if it's legal.
It should be. It
Yeah.
should. I mean, yeah, of course, if they make sure there's no animal cruelty or anything
Exactly.
like that. But
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
But you know how sometimes celebrities or top athletes, they get recruited by the spy agencies to do a little
Right,
recon or
yeah.
deliver messages while they're doing the world travels.
That's true.
That pigeon still could be suspect.
Mm.
Came over from Taiwan, went through China, went over to India.
I would just love to watch pigeon racing and see, like, because like NASCAR, they have like a million different advertisements all over the thing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a pigeon with just like all the different
Carrying a banner behind
Yeah.
it.
drink more Ovaltine.
Oh boy.
Or
Or it could be like for Chick-fil-A.
oh yeah,
Eat
eat
more
more
chicken.
chicken. Or like a Budweiser logo right across the back. Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
In other news,
Mm.
do you have the TikToks? Do you have the TikTok?
I
thing?
I got rid of the TikToks, but I'm familiar with them. I mean, I spend a little time watching the reels now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I wasn't sure if you had TikTok or not because you were always like, yeah, all the TikTok, what I got to dance and stuff. Because there's TikTok.
Yeah, I learned all the dances on TikTok,
Yeah.
and that's why I got rid of it.
They do a lot of stuff on TikTok, but they're not going to be able to play some popular songs on the TikTok.
Uh-oh.
I call it the TikTok
The
because
TikTok.
I'm old and I don't have TikTok.
The TikTok.
But Universal Music Group
Yeah.
has started pulling millions of songs from some of the favorite artists off of TikTok that include big artists like Taylor Swift, Drake,
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So they have some licensing agreements that broke down this week with Universal and TikTok both pointing the finger at each other. So if you already got a song from a Universal artist on a video,
right,
it will just be muted.
Oh.
I don't know, because a lot of times people will have it in the background and they'll be talking over it. I wonder if that will it just silence the music side and then you'll still be able to talk on there? Or is it just going to be a silent video?
Typically what happens is it's a silent video.
Yeah.
It's a silent video. They'll just mute the sound. And I'm curious, because that's one of the ways they get popular.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, what was the Fleetwood Mac song But anyway, whatever the Fleetwood Mac song
Mm-hmm.
was, everyone was doing their skateboarding or their scootering to it, just kind of in a nice, mesmerizing way. Take that music away, what do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Some fool on a skateboard falling over.
Right, exactly.
But what are they going to replace it with? I mean, are they going to put Muzak on it now?
I don't know. What they should do is like when people are singing to it and they, maybe they've muted themselves,
Right.
but they played the music and then they're singing over it or lip syncing.
Yeah.
I would like to see just that. Just them singing.
That would be good.
Oh, it'd be great.
Hear the real stuff.
So yeah, because that's the thing is, you're right. People get popular. There are old songs that come back and become more popular because of TikTok, but then there's also a lot of artists that I mean, there's I think SiriusXM has a channel dedicated to TikTok songs.
Yeah,
songs
I believe
that
it.
became popular on TikTok.
There were songs that I found so catchy when I was watching the TikToks that I went and found who the original artist was and started listening to it in the proper form.
So we'll see. Somebody's going to get paid.
Yeah, well, somebody will get paid, and it has to do with the power of music and who's getting paid. But the power of music, you think about movies, film scores,
right?
You can't watch a movie and have that same effect. It won't have that same effect on you if the music is missing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So
one of the most popular scenes from Wayne's World, doing Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah,
that helped that song make a resurgence.
Yeah.
And they didn't the producers of the movie didn't want them to do that scene.
Oh,
they wanted to do that scene, but with a different song.
Yeah.
They were like, but Mike Myers and Dana Carvey were like, nah, man, we're doing Bohemian Rhapsody. We love this song. So yeah.
Wayne and Garth,
man.
They know.
Party time. Excellent. All right. We've got your Moody on the Market update coming up here in just a few minutes. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Everybody loves a bargain. Say it. You love a bargain. I love a bargain.
Do you know what that other song was? That they wanted them to do?
Barroom Blitz. What was it? Oh, the other song. The other song instead
the other
of
song instead of
I don't.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know. That's why I was asking. I think it was Come On Eileen or
they wanted to do Come
like
On
that.
Eileen.
Maybe
that would have been funny.
Yeah, it was a different song. I'll have to find it. Paradise City.
Oh, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Paradise City. That's what they wanted.
Yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is much better for that application, I would say.
Yeah, they said they fought with the producers to make it happen, but yeah, the producers wanted Guns N' Roses. Obviously, Guns N' Roses was very popular at the time of that movie. Bohemian Rhapsody from Queen wasn't probably all too popular back then. At that point,
well, it was more cerebral.
It had its time, and then it.
So for our Moody on the Market update, I'm torn here. Should we do it in a two-parter? I think we should do it in a two-parter.
A two-parter?
Yeah, because if you look, if you're one of those who's already looked at our Moody on the Market page, we found two stories this morning that have to do with Lambrechts.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Lambrechts. So yeah, we'll do it in a two-parter. We'll do the changing hands first. And then and then we'll do the new owner stuff next hour.
All right. So we'll update the update.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It works for me.
Okay.
All righty. Here we go.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further. We can find it at moodyonthemarket.com. Our two contributors telling about business updates. Been a lot of those lately, especially this week.
Yeah.
Our Moody on the Move series, a new one coming here very soon if you want to check that out, and past episodes as well. You can also check out 40 Under 40, and you'll see my very handsome face there. Mm-hmm.
Is that where you keep it?
Yep. It's right over there. That was my good side. Best places to work and bold women of business, all at moodyonthemarket.com and the app. Your update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And our update today talking about businesses changing hands. Over the past 67 years, Lambrex at 2926 Niles Avenue in St. Joseph has developed a strong reputation as the best place to find the widest selection of quality wine and spirits in the region. And the Lambrecht family started that work in 1956. A generation and a half later, they decided to pass the torch to new owners. They will be selling, and that sale is imminent. It will be closed within the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, Richard Lambrecht first opened the business as a grocery store in rented property just about a stone's throw away.
Ooh, a stone's throw.
A stone's throw away from the current Lambrechts.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, after 4 years of success from 1956 to 1960, Lambrecht bought a piece of land and built the foundation of what the store is today. 1978, they expanded, and now you can see it. It's got Lambrechts on one side and Jets Pizza on the other.
Oh, I love that. I love both those places.
Yeah, Jets Pizza. Come on.
So when Lambrecht, when they first opened, Dan Lambrecht, Richard's son, and the current president of Lambrecht's Liquor, says that they there was hardly anything else around as far as storefronts were concerned. He said there was a drive-in theater where Verizon is now, and the block of buildings south of us was there, and that was it.
Yep.
There was a grape vineyard behind them, running from the back of the store all the way to Cleveland Avenue, where the Lico Tech Center is. That used to be a sawmill, and then across the street, he says, I think it was a peach orchard. Wow, lot has changed.
Yeah. You think about that area. He said that where the McDonald's is right now, he says that was a farmhouse. And and as he mentioned, where Lico Tech Center is now a sawmill.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine. I would love to see it, but I can't imagine grape vineyards all the way from where the back of Lambrecht's is all the way to Cleveland Avenue. Just gorgeous area.
Huh.
And a drive-in theater. I knew there were the urology place is an old theater.
Yeah.
That was a theater, but I didn't know there was a drive-in theater there.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So anyway, they've decided that, Dan has decided that it's taking a lot out of them. He said since COVID, it's made it extremely hard to find employees. During the pandemic, he had 3 elderly staff members who opted not to take the risk of working. And so Dan ended up working 85-hour weeks.
85 hours?
That's tough. Can't be doing that too much. So he says that doesn't leave us a lot of time to do other stuff. So he's decided that now's the time, and he's selling it. And we will tell you in next hour's update who's buying it, and we'll tell you a little bit about the new owners. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're really excited and you want to know and you don't want to wait an hour,
oh no,
you can go
Yeah.
to moodyonthemarket.com
You
and the
can.
Moody on the Market app and check out those stories. We encourage you to check that out as well, and sign up for the updates as well, so you get them right in your inbox.
I will also tell you. I will also say a thank you to the anonymous tipster who let us in on this information. We've been working on this for a little bit.
Who was it?
Can't tell you. It's anonymous.
No, it was Ann.
It was a pigeon.
Anonymous.
Oh, there you go.
Anonymous. I remember Anonymous.
Yeah, from
I
Rogers.
think I went to school with her.
Oh.
You can check out those stories at moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Your update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. And coming up here next hour, we will have Furry Friends Friday.
Oh, Wolf.
Which this dog is absolutely adorable. You'll be able to see this dog on our website a little bit later on this morning as well. So cute.
Yeah.
So cute. And from what I hear, knows a lot of the commands, the very important commands to sit, stay, even leave it. Leave it. You ever have that? Do you ever train your dog in the leave it?
No.
Do you train your dog? Does he know sits and stay?
I do train my dog. I've trained my dog. I kid you not. Because remember, I trained my cat to pee in the toilet. Remember that when I had a cat?
Yeah.
A long time ago. I've trained my dog to sit before I feed him, and
that's nice,
to show me his tongue.
Oh.
Yeah. So every time before I feed him, he shows me his tongue. He goes, and if he forgets, I do it to him, and he does it back to me.
What is this, like jail? Lift up your tongue.
Just shows them who's in charge here.
Okay. I've had trained multiple dogs into show me your teeth.
Oh, what, they bite you?
No, what I do is we had a dog. Jocelyn's mom had a dog, and we would say, show us your teeth. Show us your teeth, and they would just go and show the teeth. Same thing with my sister-in-law's dog.
Yeah,
I just point my finger at him, and I just say, show me your teeth, and he goes, wing,
That's
It's
good.
adorable.
Here, point your finger again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, show me your teeth, Ken. Which would be very great thing to train your dog. Obviously, you don't want him to bite you, but to train your dog just to show the teeth, then you can brush them.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
You can
Show
go
me
like
your teeth.
this,
Yep.
and then both sides come up.
Brush.
I'm going to the dentist today.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm going to get a cleaning.
All righty.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thanks for letting me know.
You're welcome.
Thanks for letting
Fred
everybody
went
know.
yesterday. I'm going today.
That's true. Do you go to the same dentist?
I think so, because he said the TV was up top on the ceiling, and it's always on HGTV, which is what I get.
What kind of dentist is that?
I don't know.
TV's on the ceiling?
I like it.
Man, is that covered by insurance?
I no, not very well.
Do you got any gold in your teeth?
I wish.
All right. Lots of stuff coming up next. News, sports, and a whole lot more. It's the morning show.
We're watching over you.
All right, everybody. Teresa says she's going to go. Have a good weekend.
Have a great
Bill,
weekend,
happy
Teresa.
birthday early.
Happy early birthday.
Diane says the neighborhood was orchards there across the street.
Yep.
And some good people over there at Lambrick's.
Yeah. So they had peach orchards on one side of the street, grape vineyards behind,
That's
farmhouse, sawmill, drive-in theater. Can you imagine? And Richard Lambrick, when he started his commercial operation there in 1956, he was like the first guy. Everyone else was watching him to see if he could make it. And
Wow.
he did. And they all followed.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about the fact that there was developments prior, nothing there prior to the developments that have happened over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you where it's like, I just don't see it. Unless, even if I see a picture, like if you held the picture right in front of Lambrick's, like an old photo that shows all of that stuff, I still would be like, no, that's wrong. That's not it. You Photoshop that. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All righty.
Diane says Lambricks are super. Yes, they are.
They are.
They've done a lot with the community, for the community. So we appreciate what they've done, and they appreciate what the community's done for them.
Yeah, good for them for sticking around for this long with a great business. I mean, any business, you hope when you open it that you can keep the doors open for at least a year or two, but to be able to do it for this long and sustain. And I think their success probably helped a lot of those other businesses be developed because they saw, hey, well, they're having success. Why not jump on board and see what happens?
Now I want some Jets pizza.
I know, right? Pizza and beer or something like that.
That's good stuff.
They got the soda pop there, right? They got soda pop at Lambrick's?
Sure.
Yeah.
I bet they do.
Wide array.
They probably have like artisanal.
Ooh, artisanal. Ooh, the fancy stuff.
Artisan pop.
Very nice.
Kombucha.
Oh,
they're not only wine and spirits. They have the beer making kits, the wine making kits, the cigars. They have coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I asked Dan. I said, so, I mean, you gonna anything going with you for sentimental reasons? He says, yeah, probably that plant.
Not like an old bottle of whiskey or anything.
Not the beer signs or old this ancient whiskey. No, that plant. He pointed to a What did we deliver? The
poinsettia?
Yeah, the poinsettias. He's got one that's 3 years old.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. All right. We got to get back to the show here.
All right.
Sorry. We got really excited talking about plants. If you're watching on our live stream. So you said Lambrick's we were just talking about here on the Woody on the Market update. We'll get to news here in a moment. So hold on, people.
Hold on.
So you said he's taking a plant with him?
Yeah. Yeah, because we were talking during the interview, and he was also working the counter at the time.
Sure.
And so I asked him, and some of these are off the cuff questions. And I said, all right, well, your family's been here since 1956.
Right.
You've been part of you were raised essentially in this business, have a lot of great memories. Is there anything that you're taking from this as kind of a memento of your time here? And he said, yeah, I'll take some things. And he looked around, he said, like that plant. I'll take that plant. Pointed to the closest plant that he could see. And it was funny because it was a poinsettia that he's kept alive. He was proud to have said that he kept it alive. He's kept it alive for 3 years.
That's awesome.
Which I've never heard of a poinsettia lasting more than December.
I have one that I had last year.
Oh,
still alive.
Okay. So
but it hasn't changed colors. The leaves, the color, like the red, that fell off.
Okay.
And then now it's popped up and they're green.
Oh.
And they say when it's green, you gotta, if you want to get it back to like the red or pink or whatever color, you got to put it in darkness. And so we put it in like a closet that we did not open for like 3 days, and still it didn't change color. It started to.
Was Plinko checking the closet? Like, why is this closet
No,
door
he was
open it back up?
He was grabbing his jacket before he went outside. That's what was happening. All right, we got a lot to get to here this hour. We got Furry Friends Friday. We got Flick Pick with Andrew Green, and I think don't know what movie he's
ISS.
reviewing. ISS, is that a space station?
Yeah,
thing?
That's the space station, International Space Station.
Oh, okay.
I asked
they made
him
a movie about that.
Well, they did, and it's kind of it sounds like a thriller kind of thing. I think. And I asked him, "Oh, is Jason Statham in that?" He said, and he just looks at me like disgusted. He says, "No, that was Beekeeper." I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. He can be in more than one movie.
That's true.
Yeah,
The Rock is in all of them. I did watch the Hobbs and Shaw, that Fast and Furious spinoff.
Oh,
yeah, great movie.
Is it?
Yeah, good one.
Hobbs and Shaw. Are they cops or something?
Yeah, they're well, there's one's a CIA agent and one's I think MI6.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. So
Shark Jump.
No, it's a good movie.
Over.
Worth watching.
Yeah.
Idris Elba's in it. He's the
I
villain.
like him.
He's the villain.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Does he play a good villain?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Very good villain. All right. That's your movie review for this morning.
No, the movie review is
coming
up.
Yeah, that's coming
Flick Pick.
Let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here's some of the local stories that we're following for you today. The Van Buren County Sheriff's Office reports a fatal crash happened last night in Antwerp Township. Deputies were called just after 7 last night to a crash in the area of 62nd Avenue and 30th Street. When officers arrived, they located a Lincoln Navigator SUV that had crashed head-on into a tree. The driver, a 60-year-old Matawan man, was the sole occupant. He was unresponsive and declared dead at the scene. The initial investigation shows that the vehicle was eastbound on 62nd Avenue and failed to negotiate a slight curve in the roadway. The vehicle ran off the roadway and struck a tree. Due to the extreme impact to the tree, the trunk began to separate, and it became a safety hazard for personnel on scene. It was determined to be a safety hazard after the scene was cleared as well. So the Van Buren County Road Commission has closed 62nd Avenue in that area. The road will remain closed until they can safely remove the tree later today. It is believed that alcohol and speed were both factors in the crash, and the driver was not wearing a seatbelt. Identity of the driver not yet released, and the investigation is ongoing. A South Haven man is facing charges after he was found with a 14-year-old girl that was missing out of Washington State. WSJM's Andrew Green has this report.
Police say the girl went missing out of Mount Vernon on January 6th. Her mother told police she'd left voluntarily that morning or the previous day. Police later identified a man named Keith, who they believed the girl had gone to see. They were able to track Keith to South Haven and believe he may have arranged a ride for her to come there. The 30-year-old Keith was arrested at his home on Blue Star Highway Thursday and charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct, second-degree kidnapping, failing to comply with the sex offender registry, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The girl is being returned to her home. Several police agencies are now coordinating on the case. Andrew Green, WSJM News.
Friends, family, and former co-workers filled a Van Buren County courtroom this week as the trial began for the man accused of ending the life of Renee Rangel, the 58-year-old Dowagiac man and Van Buren County road worker who was fatally struck by a vehicle while directing traffic back in March of 2023. On trial, 31-year-old Logan Brown, who faces felony and misdemeanor charges, including operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, causing death. If convicted, Brown could spend a maximum of 15 years in prison. The crash happened at County Road 681 and 48th Avenue near Lawrence Township when Logan allegedly tried to pass traffic that had stopped for construction and hit Rangel. That trial continues. And Michigan Senate Republicans have unveiled new education proposals that they say will help the state's students get back on track after a few years of decline. State Senator Eric Nesbitt helped announce the My Brighter Future plan on Thursday. He tells us Michigan students are falling behind.
Michigan's fourth graders, they rank 43rd in reading nationally. 3 out of 10 Michiganders. Michigan fourth graders are not grade proficient in math. Our SAT scores are the lowest on record, and we rank 43rd nationally in high school graduation.
There are 4 pillars to the package. Nesbitt says first is setting the bar high to promote better reading skills.
Our plan will strengthen key provisions of the third grade reading law, require students' progress to be part of teacher evaluations, and restore A through F grading scales that make it easier for parents to understand how their child's school is performing.
Other pillars include rewarding high-performing teachers with bonuses, scholarship opportunities for kids to get tutoring or enrollment in after-school programs, and a return to phonics-based reading methods to improve reading skills. Nesbitt says the state's recent population report shows a lot of learning loss since COVID, and he's hoping the legislature can reverse that trend. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll have your flick pick with Andrew Green here in just a moment. Also catch you up with sports. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Dignified transfer.
Come on. All right.
Hey, they got bonus today.
Who?
8:07.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bonus time.
Bonus time. All right. That's good.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually have people still watching. Look at
Freeform
that.
Friday.
Yeah. All right, everybody. You have a great day.
And then he wraps it up.
We got to get out of here.
All right.
We have way too long here.
No. Thank you for
Over an
joining
hour.
us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Hope to see some people down at Ice Fest in St. Joe. I'll be there later on this evening from, I believe, 5 to 7.
Okay.
And then I'll get to hang out with some of the ice carvers. A lot of really cool ice carvers. And it's also cool to hear where the ice comes from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
I believe the guy that is he actually is one of the carvers
Okay.
as well. I believe he's from Ohio.
Oh.
And he has a really cool ice. He has a special ice company.
Oh.
So he does all kinds of different stuff, weddings, parties, anything they need,
that's
anything
really
you need an
cool.
ice sculpture for, he's got it. But it's the way that they make the ice, the really
clear
clear ice.
Yeah. You know, the appliance companies, including the one that's in Benton Harbor here, headquartered, they've been trying to make clear ice for a long time. And they've been able to do it.
It's just a lot of work.
It's
right?
a lot of work.
A lot of filtering and all that stuff.
And even, you know, some of the major manufacturers, home appliance manufacturers, have come out with the clear ice makers built in,
Mhm.
but it takes forever for
Right.
those things to like.
Is it really important? I mean, honestly, it's ice.
Well, it does melt at a different rate.
True.
And it looks pretty.
It does. But it's just ice. I mean, come on.
You're very functional.
It's just like, it's just gonna, I want the cold ice. I want the ice
want the
that
cold
stays
ice.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want those stupid whiskey stones. You see those?
Those never work very well. I do. I have
Why
seen
do
them.
people
I've
give
used them.
those as a gift?
Because they think they're cool.
No.
They think they have super element powers, and they
Mhm.
don't.
No, they do not.
No. Unless you were to get like a super cool Sub-Zero or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
It
No,
doesn't
it's
work.
not necessary.
Yeah.
Just ice. Just
Yeah.
put a thing of ice in there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Clear ice. All right. Have
On
a
that
great
note-
day, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon.
See ya.